All right, I'm psyched. This one I really, really like. All right, but I like a lot of exercises. All right, but this was really, really helpful for me to help rebuild my core after I ruptured the disc in my lower back. So this and that lunging row were really, really helpful positions for me. I would even take that lunging row and lift the leg off the ground and kind of extend into it. I didn't show you in that video though. All right, so I'm here, weights in front of you. You pick it up, all right? You're gonna roll out till your head can rest on the ball. Now we don't wanna roll out so far that our head is tucked in here too much. We also don't want to be back so much that we're either dangling back too much or not supported at all. All right, so finding a spot where it can just barely get a little bit of rest on there gets us to a place where the posture can open up around the ball a little more there too. All right, so if I get that head in the right spot, things are pretty flat and straightened out, I can open up my posture really good because of this ball. Now, one of the big things we're working on doing this one arm press on the ball is the hips, all right, and then the abs, all right, and then there's a little bit of arm, all right, but lots of stuff going on here. So I got my feet are kind of wide apart. I'm gonna push down to the ground to tighten up the butt. All right, so I'm lifting up really, really good. I'm pulling the lower abdominals in really, really well, and then I'm gonna puff the chest out and squeeze those shoulders away, all right? So I really, really need to nail the shoulder position especially. So I'm gonna make sure we don't have the shoulders slumping forward. They are tucked back underneath you, which sometimes is helpful to not go all the way up with a press so that when you come back down, you know, it's already in the right position. So sometimes if I'm coming up here for the press, when you're starting off, usually I start from the top, puff the chest out first, and then you're coming down, push the chest out really well, squeeze the shoulder away from the ear, and then you're pressing back up again here. Now when I come up, maybe don't go all the way up, because sometimes when you go all the way up, you untuck and then you come back down and your shoulder doesn't retuck, right? So maybe, especially as you're learning this, keep it tucked underneath you the whole time so that way you're just not coming all the way up. Really training that core position, that basic posture position there, right here, and we're going from across the chest here to press that weight up. All right, from here, abs in tight, and press that weight up. So many things go wrong on this, so it's good to maybe start with a lighter weight as you're doing this. So let me face you because you might need to see, you know, my body posture here. So if I'm coming down here, a couple things that show up is one, elbow goes out to the side too much. All right, there's a lot of freedom in this exercise. The arm can go all sorts of places, but where we want it to be is tucked away right into this awesome shoulder position. This is a great place. Healthy place, strong place for our shoulder to be in this, tucked in. We don't want to be all the way in though, because then that starts to get rough on the front of the shoulder in a different way. So shoulders down and then chest out. This is going to be a common position for almost every exercise and basically all day long. All right, so shoulders down, chest out is going to put you in a spot where you have less risk of injury there. So get that position set, and so that's going to hopefully load me right about into here. All right, so not in here, not in there. A lot of times I'll tell people with that hand, it's a little bit too heavy for me to hold it out the side here. But instead of having the handle this way or this way, choose somewhere right in the middle on that. All right, so somewhere right in the middle, so a 45-degree angle, and you're dropping in and pressing up. Now the weight comes from out wide and comes over you just a little bit at the top. So the weight stays over the elbow. So as the elbow moves in, the weight should move into it. It starts off feeling like a straightforward push, and then it comes in a little bit. Starts off feeling like more like a pushing straight up, and then it eases in a little bit. And that's really gonna get that chest muscle to do a great amount of this work too, because that muscle attaches right in here. So as I squeeze it, it's drawing it across there. And that's really, really good. All right, so shoulders down, chest is out, pressing through there. Make sure you keep in touch with what the hips are doing too. So hips are up, squeezing. You should feel a lot of work. Let's have the weight's on this side. I should feel a lot of work on the butt on that side, the same side as the weight as I'm doing that press. I really like this exercise because of all of that core work. All right, so, sorry, I gotta need a sip of water. But the hips there, the glutes really get a good squeeze, the abs have to coordinate, and then you're pressing. Just make sure that those muscles don't check out and you're still pressing away. All right, so if they get too much, you can't hold position anymore, just stop. And that's true with most exercises. If you can't hold the basic position, even if your arm or some other part of you can keep going, but you're no longer in the right position body-wise, just stop for there, all right? So if you start to do this one, you know, and you're pressing away, but now your hips are starting to drop in, don't keep going. Don't keep going. You got to be able to keep the hips up, chest is out, or else you need to take a break. Typically when I switch over from one side to the other, also, you know, another tip here, bring it down and then switch hands. All right, and I usually use both hands to bring it back up to get it ready. As you lift a heavier and heavier weight, you've got to be more and more aware of how you're getting into and out of the exercise, because it's just pretty heavy. It takes everything you got to do the work, so you need to get in and out really well. So that's where face the weight, grab it both hands, you roll out, both hands, you bring it up, do the work, come back in here, both hands, and then set it back down, all right? That's gonna be the best way to do it on that way. You're also not flinging out the side and putting your shoulder at risk. So one of my favorites, probably could talk about it some more, you know, but that's at least a rough idea. Nail the shoulder position, chest, shoulders away from the ears, chest out. That'll take you a while to figure out. All right, it takes you a while to figure out in many different contexts too, but this one, oh, it's a great opportunity, but definitely takes some work. And then get hips up, abs included as well. All right, so definitely those are the big tips. The big tips for being safe and maximizing the exercise. All right, so enjoy how much ab, butt, core work you get out of a chest press exercise. All right, this is Jeremy saying have fun, be safe, God bless.